Unit 3, Equations, Lesson 1, Solving Simple Equations, Part 2. So in the previous video, we were doing one-step isolations of a variable. So now the next examples, we'll do a little bit more complex equations where there are two steps involved. So if we take a look at our first example, we have 3x plus 2 equals 8. So step 1 is we want to move the numbers to the same side. So first step is going to be moving this 2 over. So this is going to become 3x equals 8. And then when we move the 2 over, it becomes negative 2. 3x is equal to 8, take away 2, which is 6. So now we have a coefficient in front of our variable. So we have this 3 that we want to get rid of. So if this is being multiplied, we have to do the opposite, which is division. So now we've got 3's cancel out, and then we just have to figure out what 6 divided by 3 is. So x is equal to 2 is your answer. All right, next one. 4x take away 1 equals 11. So we want to get the numbers on the same side. So we want to bring that 1 over. So our first step is 4x 11. And when we take this negative 1 over, it becomes plus 1 on the other side. So that you can start simplifying. 11 plus 1 equals 12. And then we want to get rid of the 4. So we have to do the opposite operation. So we're dividing. The 4's and the 4's cancel out. We're left with x on its own. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, next example. So again, we want to move the numbers to the same side. So letters on one side, numbers on the other. So this becomes 5r, 42, move the 7 over, it becomes negative 7. Simplify, 5r is equal to 42, take away 7, which is 35. Get rid of the 5 by dividing, divide. The 5 cancels out, so r is equal to 35 divided by 5, which is 7. Okay, next one. Example 4, solve each equation, express the fraction in lowest terms. So again, we're going to move our number over. So we've got negative 4d over here. Negative 1 is staying the same. We're bringing the negative 3 over, so it becomes plus 3 when you bring it over. Start simplifying. 4d, negative 1 plus 3 is 2. Next step, get rid of the negative 4 by dividing. So negative 4, negative 4. So d is equal to 2 over negative 4, which is a fraction that can be reduced to negative 1/2. Next one, we've got 3r plus 2 over 5 equals negative 4. So we want to bring this over to the other side. So this is going to become 3r equals negative 4. Take away 2 over 5. Now we have a fraction and a whole number, and we're doing subtraction, so we do need to have common denominators. So the lowest common denominator when you have a whole number and a fraction is always going to be whatever the fraction is. So the lowest common denominator is going to be 5, but we just need to express negative 4 as a fraction with a denominator of 5. So I'll show you how to do that. So 3r is equal to, so I know that, oops, daisy, that's not right. That should be 5 and 5. So in order to get a denominator of 5, so this one's going to stay the same. This is like saying negative 4 over 1. So if I want to change my denominator to 5, then what I have to do is to go from 1 to 5, I had to multiply by 5. So that means I have to multiply the 4 by 5. So what I end up getting is negative 20. So negative 20 over 5, take away 2 over 5, 3r equals, so negative 20, take away 2. We're going to subtract our numerators. So we get negative 22 over 5. And then we have to get rid of the 3. So we're going to divide this by 3, divide this by 3. And I'm going to do this on a separate piece of paper because I'm running out of room. So this is like saying, actually I'll do it in the bottom corner. So negative 22 over 5 divided by 3. So we know that our fraction rules, we have to flip this and multiply. So negative 22 over 5 times 1/3. Multiply the top, multiply the bottom. So that becomes negative 22 over 15, which cannot be reduced. So I'm going to go back up here. So r is equal to negative 22 over 15. Okay. All right, last example. We've got a word problem. A computer store sells DVDs for $15 each. One customer buys $120 worth of DVDs. Write a let statement, use the letter D. Okay, so our first step is to write the let statement. So let D represent, so in this case, what has happened is a customer has bought $120 worth of DVDs and each one is $15 each. So we don't know how many DVDs were sold, so that's what D is going to represent. So let D represent the number of DVDs that were purchased. Just like that. B, write an equation to model the number of DVDs the customer bought. So an equation means that you have a left side, an equal sign, and a right side. So if the person spends $15 on a DVD, the equation would be 15D, so 15 times the number of DVDs, and that is equal to, we're told that they spent $120, so this equals $120. And then we can solve the equation. So the purpose of this is to figure out how many DVDs were purchased. So then we write 15D equals 120. We have a 15 in front of the D. We want D by itself. So we divide both sides by 15. 15 and 15 cancel out. D is equal to 120 divided by 15, which is 8. And in a word problem, you must always have a final statement. So the customer purchased 8 DVDs. Okay, so that concludes this lesson. So what I would like you to do is work on the worksheet entitled Solve Simple Equations. Make sure you're checking your answers with the answer key.